It's another From the Heart video from Jonathan. I just want to share with you kind of what is in my brain and my heart this morning, and something I really was convicted about this morning when I was doing a little Bible study. And it came from a very interesting chapter of Exodus. And before I even get into it, though, I'll tell you, like, if you know anything about me, you know I'm kind of a maniac or addict when it comes to planning my day. Like, I like having a calendar. I like following the calendar to a T. And to be quite honest with you, if you know me very well, you also know I kind of get somewhat irritated when my plans go off the rail a little bit. So, here's what I was convicted about this morning. This comes from the book of Exodus, chapter 3, and just going to read, it's like 4 verses. It says, Now Moses was tending the flock of Jethro, his father in law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the far side of the wilderness and came to Horeb, the mountain of God. Then the angel of the Lord appeared to him in flames of fire from within a bush. Moses saw that though the bush was not on fire, it did not burn up. So Moses thought, I will go over and see the strange sight, why the bush does not burn up. When the Lord saw that he had gone over to look, God called to him from within the bush, Moses, Moses. That's all I'm going to read from the passage. But most of you have probably heard the story of the burning bush and God speaking to Moses through the fire. But I just thought it was interesting, and the study that my wife and I go through pointed out that it wasn't until God saw that Moses went over, stopped what he was doing, went over and looked at what was going on with the bush. That's when God spoke to him. So here's the challenging and the convicting part to me. And this was in the study that I read this morning. It says, if you want to have an encounter with God, you have to be willing to turn aside from your plans. And what really convicted me is how many times, and maybe in the course of a day or a week, does God put these encounters out there and I miss them because I'm so focused on my agenda and what I need to get accomplished. What does it mean for me to turn aside? It might mean to be available to someone that needs a listening ear. It might mean to be available to that extra client that is calling me today, but I don't feel like I can get them fit on my schedule because of my agenda. It can have a lot of different implications, and it's also, I think, the story of Jesus too, when he's walking and the lady that had a hemorrhaging problem for years sees him walking by, and she finds her way through the crowd of people just to touch the hem of his garment. And he stopped. He didn't keep walking. He didn't get annoyed that this lady sought him out like that. He healed her. And I just think there's so many times it's so easy in my life to be fixated on the many things I need to get accomplished today, all the things I put on my calendar that need to get done today, that we completely miss what God is trying to do and what God's trying to show us and how God can use us for other people. It was in that burning bush moment for Moses. That was the start of him freeing his people from slavery. That was the beginning. And there may be those types of beginnings that God wants to put in our life if we take time to see what's happening around us. So, anyhow, think on that. Hope you have a great day. Anything I can ever do for you, please let me know. See ya.